All right, so we're going to take a bubble app and rebuild it in code, and that code is going to be in a delicious Elixir, right? So which app are we going to take? This is going to be not a small app, it's called De facto. This is an app that Beck has built over the years, and it implements the Matt Moshadi method. So Matt Moshadi is like one of the best startup CEO coaches out there, and he has a very specific way that he works, and that is implemented here on this app, right? So he has, just a bunch of kind of simple things like, goals, actions, issues. That's the main key, and then you have meetings, and in these meetings, you have kind of the agenda here, and you can go through all of the items, kind of very methodical way to do it. And the key idea is that everything leads to actions that you then, the next time around, you go around and you, follow up on those actions that you said you're going to do, track your goals and so on. And it's, a bunch of it is just built on self-accountability. And, what does he have here? So if you go back here and you see, look, he has a bunch of features like multi-tenancy. So you're going to have different organizations. You're going to have, tip-tap and collaboration. So this is using, tip-tap in the background. Of course, you're going to have AI. I mean, this is a simple transcription and kind of parsing the text in this type of way. But log in with Google. We're going to be able to sync items with Linear, with Asana. Also set up to send notifications to Slack. Sync this with your Google Calendar here, so that whenever you move a meeting, we'll move this meeting also. And we're going to have some queues and a bunch of stuff, right? So it is a full-fledged app, and we're going to adventure this into Elixir. All right, let's talk about the database and the schema and the domains and the resources that we're going to have here. So, I mean, pretty much the high level is this, that we're going to have meetings, and we're going to have items, and we're going to have, the workspaces, right? Of course, users and so on. But this is like, a meeting, you have like the high level idea of a meeting, then this meeting has many instances. A meeting can have notifications, and then, a meeting is going to have relations to these items, which items are there, and roles is going to be, who, is a participant in this meeting, what is their role in that meeting, and so on. And then items, as you saw here, you have a bunch of different types of items, but they share kind of a base underlying structure, and we're going to kind of build on top of that. And then we're going to have the workspaces, which also has settings. It has the workspace role, who's the admin, who is just an observer, who's a coach in this space, and so on. So let's talk about the tech stack here. Sasha has this fantastic talk that he talks about the soul of Erlang, and Erlang is kind of the underlying base of Elixir. So I use those maybe interchangeably. I'll mostly say Elixir, but if I mean Erlang is kind of all the same for us now. And he has this fantastic way that he was, many years ago, he was illustrating why is Erlang so powerful. And he was kind of comparing this to having an application of Ruby on Rails, that you had this, lots of different technologies that you put together in order to run a robust application. And he said, look, if I take Erlang, I can just do all of this stuff in Erlang. I don't need anything external. The language is fantastically built that it has a lot of these primitives built in, right? Even if you look at some of the, some technologies out there, they will use Erlang for that, like some MQRabbit, I believe, like this, widely used queuing protocol. It's based on Erlang. I think Discord is famously built on Erlang. WhatsApp also. So you have a lot of this. Supabase, as all their presence and real-time stuff is based on Elixir. So it is a very robust language, and it's a fun language, easy to understand, right? And so what we're going to do here is this, right? To take a look at our case, we're going to have we have Bubble kind of on our current setup here. the fact that we have a bunch of stuff that is like coming from Cloudflare. We're going to start moving all of this stuff to Elixir, do as much natively as we can, right? So we're going to take a few steps on this. Like right now, we're just going to sprint to get this in production, because that's going to be the biggest the biggest value added that Bubble has is that it kind of, you click a button and you have everything. You know, it generates a bunch of stuff for you, kind of scaffolding, all this, and it almost instantly puts you in production, right? And you don't even, you kind of grow up a bit spoiled. You don't even think about, how do I deploy this, right? You just have to click deploy, okay, clear out some errors, and you're in production, right? Yeah, so the most important thing for us is to have this app in production, create this end-to-end workflow so that we have the app is there for us, right? That we have, like, we don't build a bunch of stuff and then we try to release it and it's like painful, right? No, I want it to go as quickly as we can end-to-end so that you can see everything that's in there. I'm going to be talking here about, we're going to need Docker in some ways, right? You probably already have it installed, so I'm not going to even bother with this. Just tools, if you see here, I'm using Zed, which is this, editor. I just like it because it has a very good integration with Vim Motions, which is another fantastic thing. The other one is to look at the database. This is a quick way to a good, easy way to look at it, Stable Plus, and you can, if you can get it via setup. So if you have a subscription setup, it's it's part of it, so that you get it for free.